Starting and immediately drop some frames. Hope that's not too big an issue. I need to adjust a couple things. If it's popping on up, that's popping on. Adjust the YouTube thumbnail. Up. Hit the YouTube thumbnail. Perfect. And now onto Rumble. Boop, 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 boop. Update the streaming information. Let me update. That seems good to go. Yep, Twitch and Rumble both seem good. Let me double check my other computer, make sure it seems like it's good on that side as well. Yep, seems like my other computer is good to go. So I think everything's good to go. Oh wait, something over here. Yep, everything seems good. So let's go ahead and get started. Got a handful of replays. A good number at least. And so let's go ahead and get started. Replays give in the playback. Oh, looks like some sort of patch. Let's go ahead. Let's see. 7.7. So those ones may not be good. Let's try the one loaded on the first. Good thing I got a good number. We can try those last. Oh, this is Nomad. So, yep, everything seems good. Yep, everything seems good over there as well. Yep, I think everything is good to go. Let me disable a preview on OBS so I don't have to randomly get that. Red's villagers definitely spawned out pretty far apart. So, let's go ahead and get started. Greetings everyone, and Great here of another Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition replay. Spawn the... Oh, let's turn on Fog of War. Spawning in these location, it is a Nomad map. We have Wonder Woman who spawned in as Malian, spawning as opponent as the
Servidora.
Spanish. Oh, wait a second. You see that, right? Let's switch. Let's go back and forth. Look at the mini map. Okay, Red's setting it up over there. They were actually, if Red would have congested, went in around towards one location, Red and Blue would have been right next. They literally were, I think, a set of villages were spawned right next to each other. What's called median point was nearly identical. You can see here that border. I wonder if that means, town center. Yes, that does mean town center. Over here, we do see also the border there as well. I wonder if Blue and Red are paying close enough attention, they will know where each other's town center is, because they spawned relatively close to each other. Blue had this nice little location up here. It does spot a relic as well. That a villager can't pick up a relic, and there's actually a lot of fish here, so that will net him a lot of food. Very nice. And this sheep will spot a rhinoceros. You can click on this and see where it's actually it's going around. We got this location here, so they have spawned quite close to each other. One screen distance apart. We got a bit of high ground here, which could be a good setup point there for various buildings there. Let's go and fast forward now. It's not really necessary to slow down a little bit. Both of them have deployed out town center next fish as well. There's a lot of fish to get claimed. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at their civilization bonuses. Over on the blue side, as the, of course, Spanish, we do have, it is a gunpowder monk civilization. Those work 30% faster. It's actually great for Nomad. Blacksmith upgrades don't cost gold. Cannon galleons benefit from ballistics, and gunpowder units fire unusual percentage faster. Must be that they set it at one point in the stats files, seeing that like this good, and then figure out a number to go along with it. And for their opponents as the Malians, we have it's an infantry civilization. Buildings cost 50% low wood. That does also affect the town center. So both of them have a good nomad civilizations. At least getting some decent bonuses there. Yes. Okay, there we go. Red's now in the while we're looking at red civilization. Barracks gets +1 pierce armor per age, which is good for anti-archer, but that's fighting against Spanish, where they're not exactly known for archers. In fact, they can't even get crossbowmen. Though I suppose that would be useful versus the whatchamacallit, the gunpowder units, but only by a small margin. Oh, going for a watchtower rush. Let's go and slow back down. The other benefits are gold mines last 30% longer, and that's not bad. Unique text fire downs its fire arrows on garrison. That's okay. Better if it's feudal age rather than medieval castle age. And Farnborough, cavalry gets +5 tanks, so that's basically Garland Wars for cavalry. Let's see, what can they get? They can't get paladins. They can only get cavaliers. Cavalry attack, that also applies to scouts. That is pretty effective. Light scouts, they also get some good camels as well. Nothing else. They also don't get the final blacksmith upgrade, so it's more or less a net damage of +4, but without the final upgrades. So it is a small net benefit when it comes to overall upgrades and damage to output. Got second tower now to plot in here, so this may be a relatively short game. We got 2 now guard towers out there. That was quite a bit of confetti right there. Is there some sort of event going on that makes it confetti? And universities work 80% faster. That's okay. Nothing critical. Nice to have, but nothing too significant. Spanish would like that a bit better to get some better, faster ballistics to get more of their gunpowders out. Over here, of course, I forgot to mention as well, we've got Inquisition. Not going to be really useful versus the infantry civilization, to be honest. And we've got the Supremacy, but it's stronger combat. That could be reasonable, but overall, I don't think those unique texts are going to be useful. So anything for castles is probably going to be meant for conquistadors themselves, which conquistadors versus infantry civilization wouldn't be half bad.
See?
Yep, something I'm researching got more confetti. There has to be some sort of fun patch going on for confetti beats going around everywhere like that. Councilors receiving multiple arrow fires. We do got multiple guard towers here, as well as even an archery range. This archery range, getting a handful of archers out, which they can be garrisoned inside the towers to get some extra arrows. It will just help out the damage output when versus these structures. Just extra damage per arrow can be helpful. Trying to barricade that almost destroyed wall there with a house was unsuccessful. Going for another house now. Let's keep blue selected. Blue's going for castle age. That seems a relatively fast castle, if I'm not mistaken. Let's switch over to red's evaluate. No castle age being researched by red, and the resource tab, which suggests he's very far away. So the Spanish player is rushing castle, 16-minute castle. Nobody expects, well, not the Spanish Inquisition, but Spanish fast castle. He must be eyeing to get out some siege rams, or not siege rams, just regular battering rams would be quite useful against all of these guard towers, which now there's 4 out. Red is going for contain, going for forward market, just because he wants to get these villagers building the market up for him. He can always maybe budge down a hole, get some trade caravans. Blue does have some more fish here if you need some more food. No farms have been built. We do also even have a mill here to get more food. And now Blue has gone for castle age. He needs to get out some battering rams. We do have 75 gold for a battering ram. I think, what are they, 75 gold? I honestly can't remember off the top of my head, and I probably should not have selected this. It pauses the game. Yep, I was right, 75. Can I highlight rams here? That's just a ram upgrade. Doesn't tell me how much the ram is. But yeah, he does have enough gold for a ram. We do see 115 gold here. He needs a bit more wood. He needs to get that siege workshop building. Got some more walls going down. Oh no, he's going for a castle. I disagree with this. He's fighting against archer force. He needs a battering ram. He can place that nice and safe, then he can pull out the forward castle. Though he does have faster builders thanks to the Spanish civilization bonus. I don't think the castle's going to be all that great. Got some stone walls being built there as well. This castle will be effective versus these towers, that's for sure. Looks like Chevalier does a significant amount of damage there, so he does have a good hard point here. Archers are going, pushing way forward. Do we see... We do not see Castle Age for red just yet either. So, blue's Castle Age is very, very much extended, but it has pretty much probably most of the stone. Yeah, he spent all the stones to not be able to get out any more town centers to get out more villagers. Blue's also losing some more villagers as well. Went for a market there. No, just the market just meant to lock up the region. Does quickly shut down there. Blue's deploying out something, a Conquistador. I'm not sure how much pierce armor Conquistador has. He's basically 5 attack archers. Usually don't... Okay, let's see what the Conquistador supports. Doesn't have only 2 pierce armor, so still can receive a bit of damage from these archers. And got these Conquistadors going out somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where, though. These towers have been cleaned on up, so maybe Blue's eyeing for some counter-aggression. No walls back here, since he's been the aggressor, and has them quite well contained. Conquistador is just going right there, not going for these archers. The second market has been built for a wall off. Very nice. But there's still plenty of space here. This castle should almost be in range of these archers. May need to retarget from the house. Blue that has some farms going, which will maintain its village production. And a single Conquistador is pushing the way forward. Does spot the tower there. Receives some air fire, but Conquistadors do have a bit of defense. No additional Conquistadors at the moment. Blue's currently building nothing. He doesn't, not even need villagers. There goes, now has a villager being queued up. He needs more food income. Blue is severely behind villager count, but does have technology count. If he's able to force back these archers, get out another town center, he should be able to get back in the game quite quickly. He has plenty of food from the fish. Not a whole lot, just 311, but that's still more than enough. There are 2 Conquistadors out as well. Gain some kills there on those archers. The archers are garrisoned inside the town center, which does hold him off a bit. And Blue also has now breached through with the down towers that he's able to abandon his town to get more fish. So he's getting some fishies, which does get him his food production going. If he gets enough stone, maybe a good idea to get some more stone to get out another town center. His age advantage does net him potentially able to recover his villager count, but he is learning low. The red is getting Castle Age quite quickly. He's going for wheelbarrow shortly after. Red is being contained by these 2 Conquistadors. There's no walls whatsoever. A bit of a line there, but that's about it. Not even farms. He's been relying on the fish, which is good. And Blue's just counterattacking with more and more Conquistadors, which does force back his opponent. Now he's on the defensive, even though he should be... He's in a position to be offensive, but he's just unable to do enough damage. Town Center has received some arrow fire, but not enough to be concerning. He's going to go skirt around. The Conquistador potentially does spot this. That's the range of yeah, he definitely does see those crossbowmen. Now, well, they also got crossbowman upgrade, which does increase their range and damage by 1. Let's get another kill there as well. Also greatly improves their health at 35. Conquistadors have a max health of 55, as well as 16 damage. They're a good fire, but it's all come down to micro at this point in time. These villagers on mass retreat does get a hit there as well. Conquistadors have a range of 6. Our crossbowman has a range of 7. And there is another guard tower here and a mill to pick up some fish. It's going to be milling those fish into a nice paste. And it looks like Blue has backed out of the game. Just couldn't... These crossbowmen were just a bit too much. He didn't deal with them immediately. I still say maybe it would have been a better idea to go for a battering ram to clean up this area. The counter aggression was a good idea, but didn't pay off enough. But yeah, either way, this is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Here we are. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition replay. Spawn on the left side as the red Huns, we have a foreign name. Spawn on the bottom, just bottom side as the blue Portuguese, well, Quicks. Quicks. I have no idea actually how to pronounce that. It should be pretty simple to pronounce it, but yet, I cannot. Sheep are being gathered on up. Let's go and get a faster pace. Let's take a look at the player bonuses. The Huns. They do not need houses, but start from, I think, no wood, which means that will save them a lot of wood in the long run, just doesn't have initial investments. Cavalry archers cost less per castle and more so for Imperial. Trebuchets have more accuracy, which can be nice for Trebuchets, but nothing too critical. Nice to have, but nothing great. Marauders allow great Tarkins at the stables, which I still don't. I just feel like they don't do enough anti-building damage for the anti-building unit. A cavalry unit there. Atheism will give them actual more defense versus relic and wonder victories, and enemies relics generate less resources. Something nice in case, so you don't have to be hyper aggressive for the relics. You could just deny your opponents the free income. So that can be good, but it'll probably take a long time to actually pay off. For the opponent, as the Portuguese, we do have, of course, all units cost less gold, which is always nice. Foragers generate additional wood to food. I think, if I remember correctly, they provide 50% of the wood value as wood, while still maintaining 100% food value, if I remember correctly. And we do got a militia rush here by the Portuguese. These militia do cost less gold, so this is a nice little militia rush there. Finds a villager there, uses scouts for body blocking, gets a single kill down the villager, which can be very, very handy indeed. Higher level play, a single villager makes all the difference. Now he looks for some massive response here. Does go on for an early feudal age there and gets out a stable as well. Maybe he's trying to apply some scout aggression. Back to the rest of Portuguese bonuses. Ships have plus 10% health. There is very little water spots there. Do got a nice man-at-arms upgrade as well. Trying to repair up that palisade wall while at it. And blue scout is being chased on down. We've got two red scouts now deployed. And can build Fedorita in the Imperial Age. Unique units, the organ gun, which is an okay. I'm really not a big fan of organ gun, honestly. And the caravel ship, which is okay, but it's not exactly meant for this map. Carracks gave shipped additional armor, not very useful on this map once again, and Arquebus. Gunpowder units are more accurate, which actually is quite useful. And technology search 15% faster, which is not bad either. Men-at-arms are just here to engage. Looks like they all got cleaned on up. They do take out one scout. And so overall, they did some damage, got one villager, got one scout. Overall, I think they did pay for themselves, but now Red is going to be eyeing for some counter-aggression there. This will force a big response in with all these walls, that stable there. Though he's probably going to get stable either way, so of course I'm not getting it out sooner. Archer range now getting a handful of archers. Currently just garrison archery range itself. And we do got some single spearmen here as well. Very nice. Here comes the scouts. A bit of a force recon being deployed on out. And looks like it's going to be eyeing to hit something. We've got the archers here on the high ground. Does find a good volley there. One scout does go down. Does fire against the low health one. Rolls all misses, however. I got the spearmen now pushing on forward as well. I wonder if these guys are on the defensive stance. That'd be great if they are. I'm going to chase these horsemen a little bit. And does go ahead and stay near these gold miners. Got another spearman over here, so got a nice spread of spearmen. Getting a nice little poke there. Another archers looks like eyeing some counter-aggression as red scouts are still trying to get some harassment going on, but they're not going to be all too effective, honestly. Looks like villagers going to stand and fight. One blue's villagers do go down. Both of those scouts go down as well. So both sides has lost a villager. Let's see which tab. Red does have a ever so slight advantage for villagers, about 1 or 2 seconds worth. Kills F, so both sides has lost 5 and killed 5. Now got a handful of skirmishers here. A nice little ambush spawn there. Getting some great hits there on those archers. Does take one out as well. Skirmishers, they're more of aggressive a defense force here, trying to pursue these archers to dissuade them from being alive. Now I've got Blue's going for a stable now. Maybe going out for his own scouts to help rush down these skirmishers. Oh, his opponent, we do have some more villagers being deployed on out. So both sides are perhaps going to be equaling up for the time being. Let's go ahead and fast forward ever so slightly. Blue's eyeing for some more aggression. Red does have wheelbarrow being researched. And Blue's going to eye some more aggression there. There's only an opening here. Skirmishers, however, are in the mix. Does get one volley there, 2 volleys off. Does kill off one of the archers. Now these scouts are pushing the way forward as well. That'd be an effective unit versus the skirmishers. Skirmishers, we have our attack of 2, and the cavalries have a pierce armor of 2. However, I think that skirmishers do get like a slight damage bonus versus scouts, but I could be mistaken about that. Skirmishers usually get damage bonus versus all the trash units, such as scouts. Now we got the villagers trying to stand and fight there as well. Got more archers pushing the way forward as well. Skirmishers fire a lot of rounds at those scouts, and they force them back. Got a lot of blue archers here. I think Red may have lost some villagers. Yeah, Blue has a head, 39 versus 35. But we do have Red now going for a castle age. The wheelbarrow also slowed down Red a little bit. Blue's just going for more villagers. No castle age on the queue. Good, it's there. Takes out another skirmisher. Blue's archers are just of course themselves are sort of not exactly skirmishing around, but skimming around. And there goes the Blue's scout. But we've got another villager killed there on the low health villager by the Blue scout. And looks like Blue's going to eye another archer range. Blue is the Portuguese. He could try some sort of unique fast Imperial Age to get up the Federitas, but Federitas don't really pay out as much as they're worth in population. They're good in very, very long eco games, giving you a lot of resources, primarily gold and stone, while the map is mined out. I wouldn't mind seeing some small changes to Portuguese. Hear me out on this. Think about that if Federitas are able to be built in, let's say, Feudal or even Dark Age, and then they get progressively increased scaling based on the age. And I was actually saying the Feudal Age. There's a civilization, was it the Cumans, who can deploy out another town center in the Feudal Age. And they have that town center that takes longer to build, which we've got Red Town Center here. They have their second town center on the Feudal Age takes longer to build, which does balance it out, while the Federita could be quite similar as well. It does provide a lot of resources like villagers, but make it a bit more population inefficient than villagers. That's how it is now. But if they are able to build it in an age earlier, just a longer build rate, it does make a bit more balance. A lot of crossbowmen here pushing the way forward. We do got this palisade wall now under siege. We've got the elite skirmisher now deployed now. Both players have gotten up the castle age. And I keep on hitting my microphone. Sorry about that, if you hear that. Does get a nice kill there on one of those crossbowmen. And I've got some cavalry archers being deployed out by Red. Cavalry archers, what is their pierce armor like? That's not very good at this age, isn't it? Literally just the upgrades. While I think it was Parthian Tactics gives what, +2 pierce armor, along with all the other armor as well, so they can get some good armor given enough time. But initially, they don't have good armor. These crossbowmen can quickly kill off that cavalry archer. It does quickly kill both of them off. And cavalry archers are expensive right now. They're like, what, 60 gold, 65 gold? So something expensive. Skirmishers push the way forward. It does get a nice little spread there as well. Getting some good spread damage as well. Firing from the high ground, getting the much needed damage versus these skirmishers. One of the crossbowmen do go down there. We got some more town centers being built as well. Real quick look at the villager queue. Blue does have a slight advantage. Red is building just as many as well. Got some monks being deployed out by Red, which will keep the skirmishers' health topped off. Very nice. Needs to get a bit closer to the monk. The monk is actually maybe eyeing to grab relics, but maybe it's doing a good job getting some healing, that's for sure. Red's pushing forward with a cavalry archer. He may be expecting, Red may be eyeing expecting a night rush if he's going for monks right now. Blue, however, is on his population cap. Does get enough population there as well. Gain some more houses. Cavalry Archer does get spotted there, receiving lots of fire, and does go down. Plus, he does have 2 pierce armor now. Looks like Blue's maxed out his population room again. He needs to get these houses built as soon as possible.
Quais são as ordens? Quais são as vossas ordens?
Crossbowman trying to avoid these skirmishers. There's a good number of Imperial elite skirmishers as well. Got more crossbowmen here, so we do have approximately 24 crossbowmen versus 15 skirmishers and 1 monk. And now we've got some relics being picked up by Red. Very nice. I hear Blue has a monk as well, so both sides are eyeing to get some resources. And that house does go down. Apparently a small little fence is designating where the houses go, and it's not exactly very good defense. And also warrants to be destroyed by throwing a whole bunch of spears at it. Those damn picket fences. Got a handful of cavalry archers here, as well as these skirmishers. Monk is advancing forward as well. Let's see what technology monks have. I hear the conversion, but they get killed off by these skirmishers. Not exactly a great time to convert. Let's see. Red's monk techs. Nothing at the moment. Or that was Blue's at least. Blue has no monk techs. Red has no monk techs either. Monks even quite scouts are tricking quite a bit of damage there onto the skirmishers. Got a good number of cavalry archers advance as well. Got crossbowmen, light cavalry trying to charge them forward, trying to hit those skirmishers. He's fighting for the high ground, which is good. Picking out those cavalry archers first. They are very expensive and there's a bit more damage dealing, especially when versus everything else rather than the crossbowmen. Doing a good job dodging arrows as well. Blue looks like they'll hold out. Got a handful of light cavalry still trying to forward, gain some good damage onto those skirmishers. Looks like he may be a bit overkilling some of those forces, and does manage to convert a cavalry archer there, and it gets a kill as well. Very nice. Tries to force them back, lost all of them, his skirmishers, going for more and more cavalry archers. Very nice. And we do, of course, have, looks like the Cavalier upgrade, or not the Cavalier upgrade. Yeah, he does have the Cavalier upgrade for... No, it's too early for the Cavalier upgrade. I must be going crazy. Here are a lot of conversions being cast. I'm not sure where though. We got these Imperial skirmishers or elite skirmishers absorbing a lot of fire from the crossbow, which is good. Cavalry archers are having a bit of trouble. They only have a range of 6 versus the crossbowman's range of 7. Light cavalry still charging forward as well, which is tying up, getting rid of those skirmishers as well. As the cavalry archers still trying to dodge around. There's a good number of crossbowmen here, 16. Some of these skirmishers are going down once again. They're just being streamed forward. He needs a handful of front line squads there to allow the cavalry archers push on forward. More cavalry archers are being deployed on out, as well as some skirmishers. He probably needs a bit more archery ranges. Looks like so he does have a lot of stuff queued up all across the line. Nice work with those light cavalry, absorbing a lot of shots there. Scouts, oh no, he just got light cavalry in himself. Those light cavalry does get cleaned on up, and now Blue's going for an forward castle. And it's on the high ground, so that'll be a great hard point there as well. He can potentially throw his crossbow in the back there as well, making giving them a lot of arrows to use. As well as getting these guys healed up. Red cannot use a mobility the cavalry archers currently right now because he's going to be forced back by these crossbowmen to deal with them. It looks like he may be running low on wood as well. Yeah, Red is running a little bit low on wood. And it looks like he's eyeing for some counter-aggression, but we do got the crossbowmen advancing forward. Got a good number of light cavalry as well as skirmishers with a handful of cavalry archers in the back line. He's going for some counter-aggression now as well. Doesn't find himself a tiger. Not a tiger panzer, just a regular tiger. Does get a quick kill there. 2 quick kills, 3 quick kills. And looks like going to brave the council fire to go to the next location. Light cavalry and crossbow now forced to respond. Let's take out the tiger. We got a marker being deployed out there as well, and trying to wall in the cavalry archers and doing a good job walling there, but there's a bit of opening there. Does throw some stone walls in the mix as well. Great job of getting hit, blocked by that town center, or getting shot up by the town center. And it looks like there's only about 14 or 13 cavalry archers left. This does force back his opponent. Allows him to buy him some time to deploy out some frontline stuff. And now got a big wave of light cavalry now coming for as well. Cavalry archers pushing way forward, just trying to find themselves a little choke point there, but the crossbowmen don't care about choke points. And now the light cavalry is just charging forward, getting a lot of hits there on these villagers. Blue's crossbowmen in a good position there. The problem is they're just not fast enough to deal with all these light cavalry. Cavalry archers now receiving quite a bit of fire from the crossbowmen. Light cavalry getting torn apart. Light cavalry do have 4 pierce armor. Crossbowman only has 7 attacks, so that's 3 damage per bolt. And Red is just bypassing the castle, going straight for his opponent's economic line. Going the aggression was a good option for Red. It forced back his opponent. If Blue would have applied aggression as well, it probably would have been a little bit better for Blue, but honestly it's hard to say. Light cavalry getting some good hits there onto those crossbowmen, but they're quite stacked up. They should be able to get a lot of damage on in. This time Mr. does find a kill there as well. Light cavalry charging forward for Blue, but not getting a whole lot done over here. We've got some counter aggression here. Nice little force here. Passing push on forward. Just got this gold now being cleaned up. Cavalry archers are expensive on gold. I'm not sure how many relics on both sides. Both sides gotten 2 relics. The last remaining relics here. That's very safe for Red. And looks like Blue has gone to the Imperial Rage. Red has not gone for Imperial Rage. Doesn't have it queued up. So soon, Blue may eye a trebuchet or 2 and start sieging down this infrastructure. Red's going for a castle now. Cavalry archers making his way forward, trying to get some good damage on these crossbowmen. Red is still just streaming forces as well. Red also has 126 villagers versus has only 93, so Blue is low on villagers, lower. And Pawn does need to get quite a number of more villagers, but that castle age up can make a difference, at least in technology-wise. Get access to some more technology. Let's switch over to Blue and see what technology he's researching. He's researching Bracer. And does have also Arbalest upgrade just come on out. Now that's 8 ranged archers for 9 damage versus his opponent's 8 damage and only 6 range. So that is a massive range advantage. Now Arbalests start really rip apart these cavalry archers. Still only 2 pierce armor, while the Arbalests have 2 pierce armor as well. That's inside the town center now. A lot of guys can get this town center. Arbalests are making their way forward. They're not going to like that castle. Castle has a range of 10. But first, Trebuchet has pointed out. He perhaps could go a little bit farther forward, get to the high ground, get some extra damage, but would leave a bit more exposed, however. Red streaming more and more cavalry archers and light cavalry along the flank. Try to go with the defensive castle there. Really should I try to close the breach right there. A castle around here wouldn't be half bad. Problem is, he doesn't have enough escort force. Going for our defensive castle up here, looks like maybe abandoning the southern area in order to expand up more northern, which may be a good idea. Another trebuchet has been deployed now. Red's force repair up the castle as well. And a jaguar or a tiger just says hello now. That blue scout is riding along the red scouts. Clearly a traitor. Arbalests pushing my forward as well, ripping apart those cavalry archers, but one of them does remain. Has Red gone for Imperial Age just yet? Imperial Age is being research plus siege engines as well. Or is it the masonry? I always get those upgrades mixed up. I think that's masonry actually. Can't repair out of resources. Looks like maybe ran out of stone right then. Something research. There's marauders. Marauders allow them to deploy out Tarkans from the stable, so they may be eyeing for a Tarkan transition. Always to hit structures. Got the scare castle here as well. Maybe a good idea to throw. He's trying to save these trebuchets, but maybe a good idea to throw these arbalests inside the castle, get some extra arrows for a defense position. All those forces now get cleaned on up, but let's take the trebuchets. Castle's still being repaired on up, and it's out of stone once again. Let's get a kill there on that horse archer. Now, Arbalest is a massive force of Arbalest trying to deal with a small force of cavalry archers, and they can just continue running around, being also annoying. One goes down, another one goes down, another one goes down, and dead. All those cavalry archers do get cleaned on up. Got all this gold being mined out as well. There's actually not a whole lot of gold left on the blue side of the map. I think Red rolled much luckier with the gold income. Look at all those gold piles there. Blue doesn't have a whole lot of gold remaining, so that had been a bit better spawns for Red, I believe, for the gold. Paratrebuchets now being deployed out and out, trying to hit that castle. And here comes the rocks. Downside got the light cavalry charging forward. This castle has been built. When he gets inside, it looks like he does not have murder holes. Let's switch over to blue. Let's see if we see murder holes. Research. No, we do not see murder holes research. It's right here. Over here, we do have the Arbalest now under fire. We've got a mass wave of Tarkans, which means these Tarkans can quickly take out the castle. Does actually have the guys inside the castle as well. Does get on the far side of the castle as well, but without the murder holes, they'll have trouble dealing with all these. Tarkans do have 8 pierce armor, so they're actually pretty good versus archers. Arbalest only have damage of 9, so they are only going to do 1 damage versus these Tarkans. The elite Tarkan transition was actually excellent. I forgot how much pierce armor they have. They are able to deal with these castles and these Arbalests alike. So very, very good transition there. still have a whole bunch of crossbowmen or arbalists inside the castle. They do get forced out as well. They need to get on out of there. The castle goes down quite quickly to the Tarkans, so I may have been mistaken for my initial claim with the Tarkans. I can admit when I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking about the old patches. Because I just remember them from, well, not Definitive Edition, from Conquerors, them being not that great. So I still spammed them out anyways. Let's get inside the castle there as well. The Tarkans should be able to get some great damage on the castle. Oh, we'll see. May have just gotten murder holes. Yeah, murder holes has been researched. Very nice. And castles do have 15 damage, so the initial arrows do good damage versus the Tarkans. He needs a lot more than this amount to deal with to get out this castle. So he is doing a significant amount of damage there. And oh, back to the game. I think the Portuguese backed out of the game. Yep, the Portuguese players back out of the game. Just too many Tarkans in the region. Just burn down those structures. They're way too effective as those arbalists for him to rely on them. Needed more spearmen and pikemen, but he did not have those out. Yeah, we got halberdiers out. By the way, that simply was not enough. This is Anagrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. And that's the replay. Go for this replay next. Persians versus Burgundians. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition replay. Spawn on the top right side, or just top side as the red Persians. We have Ezo, AOE. Spawn on the south side as the blue Burgundians. We have Undertaker. Let's take a quick look at each other's civilization bonuses. On the top right, Persians. Cavalry civilization. Start with additional 50 wood and food. Very small advantage, but can be handy nonetheless. Town centers and docks have twice the amount of hit points, and the work rates increase by 10% in feudal age, 50% in castles, and 20% in pure age. It does affect the village production, so it's very nice. There's a reason why it's not 5% dark age as well, because that would be way too powerful. And they only have those two bonuses. Interesting. Unique unit is the War Elephant, a very tanky elephant, and we got Carmarian Archer Lines cost replaces gold cost of wood cost, so it does gain a trash archer unit. Looks like they only, let's see, okay, they only get crossbowmen, no arbalists, which actually does make sense for balance reasons. And for the upgrades, we got Malhoots. War elephants are 30% faster, so faster elephants as the final attack. Narts get +2 attack versus archers as well, so that makes it good for their anti-archer. So you have less issue with late game crossbowmen and arbalists. For the opponent, we have, of course, the Burgundians. Oh, got a bit of a scout harassment right there. No kind of harassment there. Let's shank the scout a little bit. For the Burgundians, also a cavalry civilization. Economic upgrades cost available 1 age earlier with 40% less food. I hear that's a little bit hit or miss, but that can be quite handy sometimes. Stables cost 50%, technology costs 50% less. That's always handy, saves up resource costs. And cavalier upgrades are available in Castle Age, which does give earlier cavaliers and do have access to halberd to paladins. Unique are Corsairs, which I believe does like the alpha damage strike, and Flemish Militia, which is available through research. Burgundian vineyards. Farmers slowly generate gold in addition to food, which can be very, very nice in the late game. And Flemish Revolution, which upgrades all existing villagers to Flemish Militia, and create additional Flemish Militia in town centers. And that's a lion. The lion does get cleaned up by spearmen and scout, but these scouts are pushing on 4 as well. You may have seen that, may have not. We got a bit of a scout rush here by red. We'll spot this wood line there, and it does realize he's gathering wood. scouts are not going for any aggression up, and up here we do got the 2 scouts and 1 spearman here. The spearman could stab the spearman. In return, the spearman will stab the spearman. And it looks like the blue scout there does get the high ground advantage, allowing him to quickly and easily kill off red scout. So blue does have 3 scouts up here. 2 of them are, however, quite wounded. So wounded, the fact that the villagers can take out their knives and start and shank the scout. Spearman will be pursued by a spearman there, and he will go and fight each other. It will take a bit of time for each other to get cleaned down up, but the wounded blue spearman will get double teamed as well. Scouts are sort of skirmishing around, but got a lot of scouts to pull out for red, so red's going for a heavy scout investment. Blue needs an eye getting out some more spearmen for defense. He needs to give some walls, and wherever they attack and try to poke holes in the walls, he can just throw some spearmen on the other side to stab. Red scouts are trying to pursue blue scouts. Blue scouts, honestly, them not attacking and just drawing the ire of the red scouts is actually quite good, because it prevents him from attacking the red scouts. If he starts pushing forward, he'll simply start hitting his opponent's villagers and forcing them back. So I do like them going around, not necessarily to fight, just simply to draw attention. More walls going on up, very nice. Blue's going for quite nice, well-rounded walls, going for very far south. He could perhaps claim some boxer turtles there. And now red scouts will find this large opening there. I think this guy's going for a wall, but a little bit too late. Does spot these forces here now. Does have push forward with a single spearman to stab these scouts. Receiving some good hits there as well. And he will go ahead and focus down that spearman. Doesn't get the kill there on that scout. 1 health remaining. If one of those arrows, one of those arrows flies wide and nails that scout, taking him out. Very nice. Do have this spearman here as well. We'll get 1 good stab there. And we'll take out another scout as well. This miner will be running away from the scouts. Another spearman will push his way forward as well. Blue scouts are withdrawing as well. And now blue's spearman's charging up forward as well. Does kill off another of those scouts as well. And these spearmen are being just whittling his opponent, which is all they need to do. There's another stab there. They do lots of damage per stab. Kills off another scout as well. Trading 1 spearman for 1 scout is great at this point in time, especially if we are on the defense. Another scout does go down. And more scouts going down for both sides, but blue's wounded scouts are being detrimental at this point in time. Quickly dying off, but red only has 2 scouts remaining. Not a whole lot. There is an nope, that's not an opening there. That's just the terrain playing tricks on me, because I see it appears to be an opening, but that's not an opening. Let's get a nice stab there as well. We've got more of these red forces advanced as well, this time with some archers and spearmen of his own. Of course, got no Castle Age for either player just yet. Red doesn't have Castle Age queued up either. I got a market and a blacksmith to plug up that hole. Red does have a decent force here. Nice mixed force, however, which can be good and bad. Blue's going for a watchtower here, quickly trying to build it up. And now got a barracks here as well. Does get some temporary walls and form houses up, and do have a guard tower. It does go and load up the guard tower with a handful of villagers. You only need 4 in there to get all of its arrows firing. Does get some sporadic damage all across the line, but that will, of course, prevent that area from being sieged, especially when he builds up some houses there to hold him back. Another house now being under siege. Another market being deployed on out to hold back the Burgundians. Nope, that's Burgundians, Persians. I don't know why I just thought of the campaign and I said the word Burgundian. The house does go down. Now the unbuilt market is under siege. He's going to go ahead and build up the rest of that market, trying to get it up and going. Some of these palisade walls, this palisade wall is about ready to be destroyed, and he's not repairing it, and this villager's right next to it. Oh, he needs to finish off that palisade wall. Oh wait, that palisade wall has plenty of health. I must have been looking at some other thing that's almost destroyed. There's one that had more damage onto it. May have been mistaken. Blue has, of course, gone for his castle age. Red's castle age is almost halfway complete, a little less. Another market being temporarily built there as well. We do have some stone being collected. Let's see how much stone each player has. Blue doesn't have a whole lot of stone. In fact, he spilled some, so maybe another town center for blue somewhere. And red doesn't have a whole lot of stone either. So both players are pretty far away from castle, but they should have enough for a town center or two. We got a handful of knights being deployed on out. And they do have some pierce armor and melee armor upgrades as well. More melee armor being researched by red. He does lose with that scout there as well. Knights are not taking time to deal with that, with those scouts. And these two knights do get forced to a choke point there, but he doesn't have a whole lot of range used to afford that choke point. Blue's nice to start continuing advancing, trying to get some more hits on these forces. Scout Spearman getting some good damage in as well. Red just gone for his castle age. And Blue's Knights should be able to clean up his force, given enough time. Blue is down a couple of villagers, seeing 2 dead there. He's down currently 4. And Red's going for wheelbarrow as well, which will go ahead and slow down his own villager count. Blue may have already gotten that himself. Some of these builders are being stabbed by spearmen. Lots of spearmen being pulled up at red to engage these knights. Now we got the Cavaliers. Burgundians' advantage to get some early Cavaliers, which can make quite a difference to give them a lot of extra health, primarily just health, as well as a bit of damage, armor, and all that sort. He may eye for a Cavalier counterattack. He will need out some more spearmen of his own. We do have, I heard a monastery has been built, so we do have that available. He need to get out some monks potentially. And he's going to build both pikemen and knights versus these Cavaliers. We got another town center being built by Blue, which makes sense. They're both from Castle Age. They need to get out some more town centers for some more villagers. And looks like Red is running low on wood. Yep, not enough wood for those farms, I hear. How would you describe that farm out of food sound? We do got a handful of camels now. Like, is this sound like grain, sort of rolling around? I'm not really sure how to describe that sound. I just assume it's related to farms being expired, being expended. Camel riders pushing way forward. We got some pikemen here as well. Camels, or not camels, Cavaliers are all quite wounded as well. He may need to follow these guys back and get a monk for them. They need healing. And using a monk to heal up these guys will be very, very cost effective. Handful of camels getting some good damage there on these Cavaliers. Cavaliers trying to counterattack now as well. There's a mix of healthy and unhealthy Cavaliers. Does have 12 of them as well. Right, to point out some more knights and pikemen, deal with them. We got this house now to siege. It's not a stone wall, that is a house made out of stone. And you actually have a stone wall being built right there as well, trying to hold back the tide of Cavaliers. Over here we do have, looks like this house does get cleaned on up. Red and Blue's going for another town center to go for some gold. Let's see, let's take a quick look at all the gold patches. We got 2 gold patches here for Blue. This one is contestable. Both of these can be contestable. And Red has 2 inside his walls and 1 outside. So it looks like Red is a little bit better with the gold spawns. We do have here some conversions there, but I don't think we converted any of the Cavaliers. And now Red has deployed out some more monks. He needs to try to get some conversions off. There's some good potential relic locations. This one's more favorable in Blue. This one's more favorable for Red. Red, Blue. Blue's going for a relic there. Very nice. And there may be a relic already claimed somewhere in the center map. We don't see one here. But we do see one in here. So Blue has claimed this will be his second relic, which will be very useful. I hear some conversions being deployed on Red. Yeah, actually, Red did claim a Cavalier there, while Blue has claimed himself a Camel. We got this Knights being found, a hole right there deployed, made by the Lumberers. There's also apparently a hole right there as well. Blue needs to eye for defense, getting overran by these pikemen and Cavaliers, and both Knights and the Cavalier. And now Red is inside Blue's base, which is not very good. These Cavaliers, I'm not sure what they've been doing. They let these guys all pass through. They're going to have to take a very bad engagement there as well, because they are fighting against anti-cavalry units. They will be fighting against anti-cavalry units there. Maybe he'll pick off a monk there. Try and go for as well. Does get conversion off as well. Very nice. So 2 Cavaliers for Red. It was a couple of Knights. And a large number of these pikemen. There's a large number of villagers inside this town, so they're getting some great hits there on these various pikemen. Hopefully able to clean them on off, but it looks like Red is getting some great hits there on these villagers. Blue's only down a couple villagers, so if Blue's able to stabilize, he should be in a relatively good position. Not a horrendous position, but not a bad position either. Some of these pikemen are being cleaned on up there. And now these pikemen are going to be cleaning up these houses. The Knight does clean up there as well. Only a handful of pikemen remain. Red is regrouping his forces, which is a good idea. He's fighting against a superior gold force, that's for sure, but he does have more of a cost-effective force. You even have some defensive archers here, just engage those pikemen, which actually is a good idea. You also need to breach this gap, let's breach that, close that breach, maybe with a castle right there. So Blue has just gone for crossbowman upgrade. Red is still having trouble with wood. Blue has a significant stockpile of wood. And he does have enough stone for a castle now as well. He may be eyeing for a castle somewhere. Inside the town center there does save his villagers. He does use box formation as well. Blue does have 2 relics. Red has 0 at the moment. And Red is eyeing for more aggression now. And here comes a castle. He does have a good number of villagers building on it. These Cavaliers pushing forward. The villagers on the wrong side. At least it does get a wall here as well. And these crossbowmen will get some great work in their current position there. Gonjo over the town center, realizes it's not a good engagement there. He'd be picked off, shooting fish in a barrel. And now Red's going for a forward cast as well. He's going for some aggression. Blue does have a good number of Cavaliers as well as crossbowmen to support. He can perhaps throw some crossbowmen inside the watchtower. Now the Palisade Gate is under siege. He needs to get these Cavaliers onto the front line to save his crossbowmen. And now here the villagers are sort of stuck in the mix as well. Red's castle will be built very, very shortly. Neither player is on castle edge. Let's switch over to Blue to see what he's building. Villagers. Neither player going for pure age, so this is going to be a very effective castle right there. Blue's castle is almost complete as well. It is now complete. Blue and Red have summer villagers as well, so which is very, very important. Red's knights are charging on forward, and Cavaliers are in pursuit. Crossmen will get some shots as well, but the Cavaliers are just outnumbered by the knights. Cavaliers and Paladins are now, or Knights and Cavaliers are now engaging it out. Well, got the fire from the town center support as well. Looks like the Cavaliers will win out the guard tower and the castle engaging it, but of course the guard tower will go ahead and get crumbled from that. And now some houses under siege as well. Red's castle is in position, but we can't deny this gold. And looks like got another defensive line of walls here, just some actual stone walls as well, not just some wooden walls. Red's now pushing forward as well with some Cavaliers, pikemen in this region. Not Cavaliers, Knights. And those Blue Cavaliers do spot that force and will get quickly overwhelmed. This area is quite exposed, needs to get these villagers away from the region. Crossbows start making their fire onto those knights. And it looks like the monk is trying to get some conversions off. And does get a conversion off on the knights. The knight does not get automatically upgraded to a cavalier. Red's knights and force does get cleaned on up there. Blue is quite far behind now. Villagers down by 10. Dugai Imperial Age now being selected for Blue as well as more Knights, Pikemen, and you've got the melee weapon attack being researched as well.
Salam.
Red does have a forward lumber camp there, just to make sure his villagers are near the front line. Blue's now researched Imperial. Let's see about Red. Red almost has Imperial. Red now has Imperial as well, so both of them have a very similar Imperial timing. Let's keep an eye on Blue. Blue's going for a Trebuchet. Trying to engage a castle for Trebuchet. And Red does have a Trebuchet being deployed out as well, so it may see a Treb war between the castles. So he does not have ballistics, so that villager is able to draw a lot of fire from the castle. Pikemen start charging its way forward, trying to hit these knights and the captured cavalier, converted cavalier. Blue does get the first trebuchet shot in. Red is trebuchet is deploying, going for the monastery, trying to de-garrison those relics. Should be able to get a de-garrison, no problem. Red's trebuchet is a little bit wounded at the moment. Got a handful of crossbowmen here as well. Pikemen eyeing to engage the reinforcements. One more shot, the monastery will beat the garrison. Got the pikemen. Receiving a lot of fire from the crossbowmen and from the pikemen. Now got a second trebuchet out, deployed out by Blue. Relics, of course, on the ground. does have a monk alive, so he can quickly build up a monastery to get those back on in. And now we got the pikemen stabbing each other as well. We got these crossbones in the mix as well, getting some good damage in. Looks like Blue has quite a bit of pikemen over here as well. Good wave of knights being pushed on forward. And we've got halberdiers now being researched by Blue as well. Red's going for a defensive castle right there on the high ground, so get some extra damage. Red's castle here has been cleaned on up. No extra monster at the moment. And also got another defensive castle over here. So Blue and Red are now both building up defensive lines as Blue has reclaimed his spawn. Red is going for more and more research. We got the Cavalier upgrade on the way. Do we see a pikeman available? Yeah, he can get, not pikemen, halberdiers. He can get halberdier research. Now Blue's 3 trebuchets are advancing. It will be firing from the low ground, receiving, so it will deal less damage there. Pikemen push away forward as well. No defensive crossbowmen at the moment. And we got some cavaliers not eyeing for some harassment. Does go for the wall, or the house wall. Trying to repair up the castle now. The trebuchet is not firing at the moment. There are 2 trebuchets right here, both stacked up quite on top of each other. And now we've got the pikemen, halberdiers now engaging as well. The halberdiers should be able to win out, but no, we've got halberdiers for Red as well. Blue is severely outnumbered because of all the supporting knights. Blue needs to back away with these trebuchets, throwing some more rocks into that castle. Won't be able to get the kill there. Blue needs reinforcements. I'm not sure what Blue's currently building. More halberdiers. And looks like he actually will. The reinforcements will come in forward. It's giving a very long, drawn-out fight. 1 trebuchet is still alive. And Red has taken the fight there, and the trebuchet will go down. Though he almost got the castle. Now Blue is going for some chemistry. And a pair of archer ranges there. He may be switching to more... Can he get out hand cannoneers? Yes, he can get hand cannoneers. And he's going for chemistry. So I have a feeling that he maybe is transitioning to hand cannoneers, not to archers or crossbowmen. Based on the large number of pikemen, hand cannoneers should be pretty effective. Skirmishers wouldn't be half bad as well. Blue's pushing forward with some halberdiers, and that's like a great idea at this moment in time. And chemistry has been researched. Will we see hand cannoneers? And yes, we do. We got 11 hand cannoneers on the build queue. Over here, got some outposts being constructed. Very nice. And down south, we do have a single cavalier slicing up villagers. 2 regular skirmishers are trying to stop him. Does he have access to elite skirmisher? Some civilians do not. There it is. Yep, he does have access to skirmishers. Monk has claimed a halberdier, should be able to shank that monk. This monk has 1 health remaining, and the halberdier will find him, but will he find him in time? No, he does not. That barrage of arrows didn't miss. Now got some of the elite cavalry being deployed on out as well. I hear some paladins trying to break their way through. There are short vision range preventing them from spotting this region. Got another outpost here. We'll spot all that stone being claimed, and that stone is quite vulnerable there. And hey, look, now there's a castle right there. That outpost will be quickly cleaned on up. Looks like no ballistics has been researched for blue. And now we've got the hand cannoneers now firing away. This castle is still quite wounded. He has not repaired it up. This one has been built as well, and we've got the trebuchets now being pushed away forward. The outpost, of course, does spot it, no problem. Hand cannoneers are getting overran, does claim himself a hand cannoneer as well. That is a pretty big loss, losing your hand cannoneers like that. Hand cannoneers should be able to do some great damage for those halberdiers. Now got some hussars pushing forward as well, trying to overrun the hand cannoneers, but the halberdiers, of course, are effective versus that. And hand cannoneers with damage high enough to do some good work for the cavaliers and hussars as well. Trying to avoid these guys being overran. Has lost a number of those hand cannoneers. Hussars doing some great work overrunning them. Trebuchets are getting some great work on the castle, takes it down quite easily. Blue needs more front lines, has only a handful of hand cannoneers remaining. It's putting more hand cannoneers now. We do also got some of the, what's it called, Fusiliers being deployed out as well. I'm not sure where they're at the moment. Got some crossbowmen here, as well as another castle, defensive castle being deployed out there as well. Does spot this relic. I'm not sure if this, that relic has been reclaimed. Halberdiers and hand cannoneers making their advance well. Get some good damage there. Halberdiers, however, being interrupted a little bit. And we also got some monk conversions there on perhaps some hand cannoneers. Halberdiers are charging up forward as well with the halberdier support. And now the winged hussars are getting some great damage there onto these hand cannoneers. Trebuchets are making their advance way forward as well. But it looks like Blue will win that engagement there. Got some unupgraded skirmishers in the mix as well. And some of these stables are going down now as well. There's a lot of trebuchets here, so should be able to clean this infrastructure no problem. And looks like Red has backed out of the game. This is Anagrace, and thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. And while this game's loading, I'm going to grab a nearby drink that's near my feet. There we go. Got that. As I figure out, I forget how to put on my own headphones again. Turks versus Mongols. Howdy.
Yes.
Oh, looks like the game was paused. Whoops. By them. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition replay. Spawn on the left side as the Red Turks, we have KK. Kak. Oh yeah, that's just Kak, isn't it? Spawn on the right side as the Blue Mongols, we have Noob. Inca's a noob. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at what's everybody's civilization's bonuses. For the Turks, gunpowder civilization. Gunpowders have increased health points, 25%. After researching gunpowder technology costs 50% less. Chemistry is free. Gold miners work 20% faster. Scout and light cavalry and hussars get +1 pierce armor. Not bad. And light cavalry and hussar upgrades are free. So it gets some nice free light cavalry throughout the game. That's going to be a very helpful upgrade in general. Got, of course, got the unique unit, Janissaries. Unique tech Supplies grant cavalry archers plus 20 health, and artillery +2 range on bombard towers, bombard cannons, and cannon galleons. And we've also got the gunpowder units create 25% faster. So very nice. Overall, I think the Turks are relatively strong. Having those Hussars upgrades great, and hand cannoneers are nice as well. They have your choice of spam units there, always for front line as well. Scouts are engaging, and red has one as well. And let's switch over to blue and see what his civilization upgrades or abilities are. Mongols, cavalry, archer civilization. Both of them have gone to feudal age at a very similar time. Cavalry archers fire 25% faster. Like cavalry hussars, Seplants have 30% increased hit points, which is quite nice. And hunters work 40% faster, which is great for boar and deer. Magonite, one of the most loved elite units, unique units. And we got, of course, the unique text of nomads. As we got a scout rush over here. Nomads. Scouts or houses loses loss of house no longer reduces population, which is nice, but nothing too critical. Drill. Siege units, workshop units lose 50% faster, which actually can be quite handy for the siege mangonels or siege onagers. Siege onagers and siege engineers. Along with that, that would be some very, very good anti-infantry, anti-mass unit siege units. I've lost my mind's drawing blanks. And Teemo, Scout Cavalry, Light Cavalry, and the Hussars gain +2 line of sight, which is actually very, very good. Improves their inherent job. If we switch, look at Fog of War as well, look at that sight range, and this is in feudal age. So they're able to see a long distance away. Got some walls being blown out. Scouts doing a good job of scouting. And we've got these scouts here, and this spearman trying to go forward and shank something. You may hear my drink opening on up. And now it looks like blue has his own spearman here. Red spearman does not get a stab off there, and does get a lot of shots onto blue spearman. Didn't get a single stab onto the scout cavalry as well, so that's a great pick there by blue. That's a spearman there. Something died there. The fact that it's also not wounded as well, I don't know why. That may have been a wolf. Red's pulling out some more scout cavalry. Let's take a look at what's Red's queue. Blue is currently just population cap of 1 villager on the queue. And it looks like Red is eyeing for some aggression there. His wounded scout cavalry is the one that stabbed the other scout cavalry. And we got these blue scouts advancing. Red does have more health and tries to draw him away with that wounded scout. Very, very good attempt there. Does get the kill there. Very nice. Both sides lost a scout. Looks like Red is seeing a bit more fire there. And over here, we've got a single spearman stabbing the stable. Blue received quite a bit of fire right there, but got a handful of spearmen roaming around. So even if Red does kill off his opponent's scouts, he's going to be far too wounded to get any kills on villagers. Those spearmen will just trace him to the end of the earth. So we got the spearman stabbing a stone, or more or less a clay building. The spearman saying, let me in to the stable. And the stable just says, nay. Oh, looks like Red is engaged on the high ground, so Red should be able to win out this fight, no problem. Red goes for the high ground now as well. I don't think they have such a low DPS that actually is a viable strategy to reposition, take some free hits there. But Red repositioned as well, gained the kill. Stable here, being built by Blue, trying to wall off this region, nowhere near a full wall off. Speaking of which, we got these villagers are behind some wooden walls. Scouts are trying to push their way forward. We'll find this big opening here. They scouted out their advance, and they engage it. A force recon. Man, I should really do another run of Tom Clancy's End War. I like Tom Clancy's End War. It's fun and simple. Let's take out, shoot a deer there, pretty far away from home. And blue scouts are engaging red scouts. Blue does lose a scout there. And this spearman, well, I can stab these guys and get a single kill. Like, what does he do? Like plus 16 damage? 4 aura damage? Maybe it'll take 2 stabs to kill these off because they have a bit of armor as well. As well as even this low health one. Yep, it'll take 2 stabs each. Spearman himself will take a bit more damage. Castle Age for both players have been finalized. So we may see, oh, there is the light cavalry upgrade. Red's going for some camels now. Let's see what is blue on blue's build queue at the moment. We got knights. Blue's going for another town center right there. It's a bit far away from gold. Maybe a good idea to go on the far side, though there is, well, there's no wall there. And he does get some hits there on the light cavalry. And he does, of course, spot the knights. So the scouts have done their job of scouting his opponent. Now I can anticipate what he's going to go for. Well, he also got one for camels, so he's probably had a good idea that he's going to go for knights either way. Spearman does get some good hits there onto that camel. And the camel's actually, that Spearman's actually still alive, so he got some free stabs there as well. And looks like that wolf does get cleaned on up. Apparently a wolf does not recognize a knight in full heavy armor with a big, loud, safety horse. Is a good idea not to attack it. And a monk wants to get the camel. Remember, no camels. Horses, no camels. When was the last watch Indiana Jones? Knights are pushing on forward as well. We got, of course, these camels are advancing, trying to get some good hits in. And this monk here gained some much needed healing on these forces. Getting these guys topped off, man, they're all so wounded. Even alive, allowing him to get those forces back up and going is actually quite good. The wolf does get cleaned up there as well. And second monk will get the healing up even faster. It does take a bit of time for that stuff to be healed up, but it is quite cost effective, barring the cost of the priest itself. But one priest to heal those guys up is very cost effective. Because if you think about it, if they all say they're all pretty low in health, 1 stab away, so let's assume they're at 0 health, and it does save a handful of scouts there. That does net him to save 4 scouts. It saves him from rebuilding 4 scouts. That does save him 240 food first for a wolf. What, 100 gold for a monk? That's not a bad trade. Cam pushing way forward, does get a kill there on one of the villagers. It's nice slowly going through that palisade wall. I hear some more conversion attempts there. That camel didn't, he tried to hold ground move there, it was not effective. Now we've got more red camels are advancing as well, trying to hunt down these knights. Blues has a pretty big hole in the walls here and there. Does got a conversion off, I'm not so sure where though. You see knights somewhere, those are scouts and camels. Oh, maybe this guy way down here. Yeah, it was that guy. So we managed to get that one lone knight. Camels and light cavalry make their advance. Blue does have a good number of camels for himself. And this mountain forest here, maybe a good idea to get a couple step lancers as a Mongol player, just to, so they can reach over and get some extra damage there. Mixing on 1 or 2 step lancers is not a bad idea. We got a massive engagement here in front of town center. Camels have no, but they do have the 2 researchable pierce armor. But it's not going to be good for Red being fighting next so close to this town center. He will lose a lot of these camels. It's going to be causing engagement for both sides. Blue could use a monk to heal up his force as well. Red's force is quite wounded as well. Could get that monk those monks to heal him up. Does manage to save the converted knight as well. And Red has gone for a relic or 2. Take a quick look. Both players have 0 relics at the moment. See 1, 2 relics here. Both of them relatively safe for Blue. Blue does not have a monster at the moment. So he will be lacking that sort of income. I think Red is bringing back multiple relics now. Got 1 at least in there. 2nd relic here. And maybe a 3rd relic being brought back as well. I'm not sure where though. University being built. And does get 1 of those villagers here as well. Blue does have a superior village number by a good margin. Does get a lot of these villagers inside the town center. A lot of them wounded, but as long as they're alive, that's fine. University could have been cleaned on up as well at it, but just want to avoid the engagement. Let's see now. We've got 2, 2, 2. And it looks like Blue's down 1 attack upgrade so far. Of course, the university has been built. Got another town center for Blue. These knights are quite wounded. Still just 2 relics for Red. This may be a map of only 4 relics. I could be mistaken. Because I only see 2 relics remaining. Oh, wait, no, there's a relic right there. That's the deers blocking out the map. There is a relic down there, and he should perhaps have that scouted out. Let's take a quick look to see if both players... Okay, Blue knows about the 2 close relics to him. Where does Red know about this relic here? Oh, he doesn't. He didn't even know about the deer there, let alone the relic. So this relic is not spotted. But this one is, and claimed. And stab. Monk has not been moved just yet. And looks like Red just gotten his Castle or Imperial Age has been researched. Blue does not have Imperial Age just yet, nor is it being queued up. So Red does have a technology potential advantage. Blue does have also 101 villagers versus 77. Knights do run away from these camels, or not camels. We got 30 camels versus 15 camels, but we do have a castle being built as well. Blue does not have the numbers advantage, but the castle will of course even out. Camels have basically no armor. Blue's going for Imperial Age now. Red is going for the heavy camel upgrade now. We'll spot the castle being built. These monks could go and start trying to mass converting as well. And we've got now a heavy camel small deployed on now, which does give him some extra pierce armor as well. Blue's camels does get cleaned on up, trying to garrison or wall off this region. It was unsuccessful there. Blue needs to get inside that castle. And now these heavy camels have broken through the front line. The castle's not enough at this one time. He didn't stay alive long enough, nor did he fight in a choke point right there. If he would have fought in this choke point, that probably would have been a bit better. And now Blue will lose a number of villagers. He does have a good villager lead and has claimed one of the relics. Red is about to reclaim the third relic on the... And the fourth relic has not been scouted by other players. More heavy camels being researched by Red. We got a number of pikemen deployed on Alp as well. And those forces does get cleaned on up, but you got more of these heavy camels are streaming on in, gets good damage there. He does. Blue has gotten an Pure Age. Camels are still receiving quite a bit of fire. Does have 4 pierce armor. Town centers only have a damage of 5 with 10 arrows on that one. But they're only taking 1 damage from the primary arrow and 1 damage from each of the consecutive arrows as well. Good damage on that town center. And these camels are getting ripped apart by these pikemen. Doesn't he get these guys back to work? Trying to go with a damn siege on the town center itself, but won't be successful. And these camels will keep on out of there. We do got 4 castles being deployed out, more camels being deployed. These pikemen will be cleaned on up, needs a bit more front line. The town center is still garrisoned, so it still won't do enough damage to defend himself. Going for his defensive castle here, very nice. But we'll take a bit of time to build on up, needs more villagers there. Just gonna try to focus down that castle now, but that's enough. It's a full wall off right now. They're already doing nothing. Pikemen streaming on forward as well, slowing down the camel advance. They also got the 1 converted knights on the mix as well. Converted knights still alive. Castles being built. Red, Blue is down to 80 villagers. His opponent has 100 villagers. Let's get these villagers inside the town, inside the castle. Don't need to run towards the town center. Now it's going for this next town center as well, just going to skirmish around between these town centers. Pikeman charging on 4 as well. The town center is still garrisoned, does get ungarrisoned now. And looks like Blue has backed out of the game. This is great saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Oops, I hit my microphone once again. Same player. Maybe we switch to a different player for the time being. Stars and Incans. Let's do this one. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition replay. As well on the north side as the Red Tatars, we have Marco Verratti. Spawn on the bottom right side as the Blue Incans, we have Mr. Planner AoE/Twitch, or Pipe Twitch. Let's go and take a look at both players' civilization bonuses. Of course, for the red, it is the Tatars Cavalry Archer Civilization. Villagers granted plus 50% food from Erdables, which is not bad. We make the gooses a bit more effective. Geese, not gooses, geese. New towns that spawns 2 sheep starting the Castle Age. It's okay, nothing too critical. Units deal plus 25 damage from fighting from higher elevation. That can be nice, but it's a bit situational. Thumb Ring and Parthian Tactics is free. Thumb Ring being free is actually very, very nice. Let's get some good hits on the board. Starting to collect it now. Kashik is a heavy raiding cavalry, and Flaming Camels is a meme unit. Silk Road, Light Cavalry, Steppe Lancers, and Cavalry Archers receive +1/+1 armor. And the German Seacraft Trebuchets get +2 range and enables Flaming Camels. Scout 4 in the middle of the map. For the blue team, the Incans. Start for free llama, which does help out with extra herbables. Basically like having plus 100 food, but still need to be gathered up. More like plus 200 food, which is not free. And there is a militia rush there. 2 militia, not 3 militia, which is a bit unusual. Villagers are affected by blacksmith upgrades, so you think the Spanish Inquisition could be bad? You got more durable villagers there with the extra armor and pierce armor, as well as the able to stab stuff better. Houses support 10 population makes it so you can need less houses, which can be nice, but also means your house wall is less effective because you're not building as many houses. So it actually does have a bit of a con, unusual con, but a con nonetheless. And buildings cost 15% less stone, which would be useful for the town centers and castles. And tower rushing, just generally okay, nothing critical, but nice to have. Chemics are effective infantry, and the slingers are alternative to the hand cannoneers, which they cannot get. Chemics are the ranged melee unit, like the one ranged one, like step lancers. And let's see, Andreas. Skirmishers and slings no longer have minimum range. It's okay, but nothing critical. And fabric shields. Chemics, slingers, eagles, warriors have +1, +2 armor. Nice to have, but nothing critical. And also, the +1 armor, I should take that back. The extra pierce armor and armor is actually quite good. Especially when it comes to eagle warriors, able to withstand more archer shots, slingers, able to withstand other archers that would be a bit more effective versus the archers while being effective versus the infantry, and Chemics. They're not really that fantastic of a unit in my opinion, but they're nice to have mixing with a bit of other force. Militia pushing on forward as well, trying to get some more stabs on perhaps these villagers right there, but they walk past those villagers. These 2 archers are advancing as well. Got some counter aggression, small scale aggression by both players. And these militia are making the way towards this wood line. They'll spot the wood line is surrounded in wood. Archers do receive fire from the archers. Is 2v2. Now his militia are trying to bash down a wooden wall. Luckily they have clubs for that. Blue's archers trying to respond to it. Oh, and looks like I got some stuff going on down. Archer does find a good hit there. That militia's almost down. It has 1 pierce armor, 4 health. And these archers do have 5 damage. So it will take more than 1 arrow, I should say, but I didn't say that fast enough because he's going to clean up both of them with the archers. My mind's getting fried. This is probably my last cast for tonight. This week I've just been exhausted. I think it's the cold weather just sapping me. Walking between the buildings at work just sapped me throughout the entire day. Today I did a lot of running around. I definitely got in my 1,000 steps today. Got the 5 archers, 1 skirmisher protecting the flanks. So Red's going to be eyeing for a bit more defensive. So just going to fast forward a little bit since both sides now taking time to macro up. Both sides going for defensive walls, neither side going for aggression. Red does have a decent enough force here to feel like he can apply some aggression now. We got a bit of a funnel there. Nope, does get walled off. And blue has a bit of a weird shape, while red's going for a nice round shape there with opening next to the town center. This gold is not inside the walls as well, but that should be simple enough to claim. And this one could be simple enough to claim as well, while this set is being claimed now. For gold over here, we do got this safe bitch. No. Patch. I cannot speak today. Oh, why did I say that? I was saying bit and patch at the same time. That was a completely wrong word. Got stone here and gold here. And it looks like both players went and got castle up. We do have the crossbowmen annihilating that wall. Now annihilating the farm. Everybody knows that a farm it can be easily destroyed by hitting it with 100 arrows. And that farm does get cleaned on up. We've got the skirmishers in these crossbows engaged as well, but I think red has a bit more superior force there. It has 13 units, 9 units here, 1 skirmisher for blue, many for red. But both sides will be taking each other out. Red does take out blue's force, no problem. That last bit of army there, blue should just ran away to save what it can, because once you start losing force, the less you have, the less damage you'll deal in return. Blue's going for a siege workshop now. And siege workshop has been built. He may be eyeing for some mangonels. Can you get onagers, siege onagers? Just onagers. Does have siege nears. Builders are seeing a bit of fire right there. It does fall back away from these forces. Up north, we do have these crossbowmen, a handful of crossbowmen pushing way forward. Could harass the wood line. Won't be able to get much work done, however. And do got a scorpion here. Not a mangonel. Scorpions do have 7 pierce armor. Crossbowman has a damage of 7, so they will only do 1 damage per time. So take 40 bolts to take out that scorpion. There's 10 units here, so getting 10 or 40 bolts into the cross scorpion would be quite easy. Just takes 4 volleys. Villager, however, there's enough force here to take out a villager per volley. Now we've got Town Watch being researched there, trying to get some better spotting. If you go to Blue's vision range, it's not a whole lot, but that Town Watch will be helpful for all these various forces, just to continue spotting. Got Town Center now being brought out right there, and perhaps the mini needs to hop inside there, and Town Center is out of range. Crossbowmen do have a range of 7, while Town Center's range of 6. Scorpions trying to push the way forward. The Town Watch will be very useful in spawning these forces. As you can see here, he's inside the vision range. Now let's take a quick look at the villager count. Blue does have a small advantage of villagers. And Scorpions get some great splash damage right there. Is it because they're splash or they go straight? Piercing damage. Collateral shots. There we go. Can't really say piercing damage because they do pierce damage. So collateral. That's probably the best term for that. Take a word out of CSGO's book. And the house gets completed. Looks like Duke doing a good job there of walling off of houses still. Still has a very good population space there. Very nice indeed. And now Red has to pull out Mangonel. Mangonels do have great damage there. And, yep, you can see who wins that fight. Do have 1 defensive Scorpion here. Does see some splash damage there. Will need a lot of buddies helping defend himself. Mangonels do have good range as well, 7 range. He does take out the Scorpion, no problem. Going to high ground as well. The Mangonel has plenty of support right now, though he's being a bit abandoned. We have Blue going out for our house. Gold is still being collected from this point here as well. This town center has been garrisoned as well. Got a large number of garrisons inside, getting some great kills there. Now the town center is under siege. And then we got some Steppe Lancers in the mix as well. Those are relatively rare to see. Blue supply his own Mangonel. This Mangonel is a bit wounded. I believe that's enough damage to make it a bit more easier for Blue's Mangonel to get a one shot onto the red Mangonel. Nice dodge there, very nice. Blue's Mangonel is going for the shot. Does get some splash damage there as well. Voids the counter barrage as well. The Scorpion, I'm not sure where the Scorpion may have went. But now the Mangonel is being chased down by the Step Lancers. He does get a good shot on the Step Lancers, but the Step Lancer will quickly kill off that Mangonel. Receives some own splashing action damage from his own Mangonel, which is not exactly good. But it's going to pull out some emergency housing to, well, house his villagers, not from fire, but away from his opponent. Trying to seek shelter through walls by housing. Now these crossbowmen has broken through the palisade wall. This wood line's almost completely cleaned up as well. Townsend's receiving quite a bit of fire, now receiving some repairs. Eagle Warriors or Eagle Scouts are advanced as well. They're not upgrading the Eagle Warriors just yet. And the Step Cavalry does get some great hits there as well, but they'll withstand, and he does save the Mangonel as well. Severely wounded, but does save it. Building another lumber line there. Still not in a great position. He may need to get out of castle in this region. There's not a whole lot of space there. Perhaps just deleting this mining camp will give him good space for a castle. He does have enough stone for a castle and then some. Step Lancers are seeing quite a bit of fire right now. And Blue has gotten his Superior Rage. Still no castle at the moment. We have a university over here, as well as a crossbowman managed to break a hole through here as well, hitting some of these villagers. Blue has less villagers than red. And you got a single Scorpion firing against these crossbowmen, but they're lined up in the wrong way for the Scorpion. Good hits there on those villagers. That's inside the garrison, inside the town center now. But he's out of range of the town center as well. Got the Eagle Warriors are now advancing forward as well. Let's get one of the Step Lancers there, and Red's going for a forward castle. Blue has not gotten a castle out. We've got some idle villagers here as well. This would be a great spot for a castle. Crossbowmen are quite wounded. Scorpion's advancing, but won't be able to stand much more abuse. And these Eagle Warriors should be able to finish those guys off. A lot of crossbowmen here. Eagle Warriors, of course, very effective versus archers, especially with the Incan variant with the extra pierce armor research, assuming he gets it. But I don't think he's gotten it just yet because I think he's lacking a castle. Speaking of which, now that the castle now sieging down his blacksmith, now the town center as well. And got the town center receiving quite a bit of fire. Eagle Warriors are making elite Eagle Warriors have been deployed on out. They do have 6 pierce armor there, which make crossbowmen do 1 damage each, so it doesn't need any more pierce armor. But I can always use more melee armor versus the Step Lancers. He is repairing this town center as well, trying to get out some more villagers as well. And now his opponent's pulling out a forward stone mine to claim his opponent's stone. Eagle Warriors are charging forward as well. I think the Eagle Warriors are trying to eye some counter aggression, but there's a town center here. And Step Lancers will be here to support the town center as well. Light mail armor being researched. The villagers are soon to have 4 armor. And now these Eagle Warriors are advancing as well. They were able to tank some castle fire as well. It does kill off that Mangonel. The castle does have 13 damage for his first arrow, which is well enough to put a chunk of the Eagle Warriors' health. Now we've got these elite Eagle Warriors skirming, running around, trying to stab these elite Step Lancers. Or just Step Lancers, not elite Step Lancers. You got these Eagle Warriors now charging forward as well. These probably should hit those Step Lancers. I think the Eagle Warriors are effective versus cavalry, but maybe not 100% effective. Doesn't finish off this Step Lancer as well. 1 health remaining. Red is now gone for his Imperial Rage, so I dropped some frame rate there. It may have been mass confetti over here, probably. Now we've got these villagers trying to claim up this gold. They should be able to do that, no problem. Those Eagle Warriors get cleaned on up. Red is still in a good commanding position there. He's gone for mass Step Lancer. You don't see step lancers all too often. I'm not so sure how people overall it seems like step lancers are less effective versus than knights, the knight line. But I'm not sure how effective they are versus eagle warriors. Overall, the alpha damage from getting the first strike off could be quite useful, and in mass fights it does make it a bit more reliable in stabbing stuff. Because they don't have to worry about running to point blank range, and they can, while they run towards them, they can just get some free stabs off. And it looks like the Incan player has backed out of the game. This is great, thank you for watching, and on the next replay. Let's see now. Relatively short replay. If that was it. Let's go for this replay here. Vikings versus Dravidians. What's a Dravidian? I honestly can't remember what they are. Greetings everyone, and Grade here of another Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition replay. Spawn on the bottom right side as the yellow Vikings, we have King Slayer. Spawn on top right side as the blue Dravidians, we have M.Y. Sitox. I have no idea how to pronounce that. But let's go and cover each of their bonuses. Vikings, infantry and naval civilization, which there is no water on this map whatsoever, so screw the naval part. Warships, don't need to worry about that. Infantry hit points gives plus 20% hit points in starting feudal age. Nice flat early bonus. And wheelbarrow and handcart are free. That's actually really, really nice. So one of the things, getting those for free makes so you don't have any. It helps out with your villager gathering immediately, and it also helps out with your with lack of villager protections because he doesn't delay it. Unique units is the Berserk, nice infantry, self-healing infantry unit, and longbow warships, which is completely worthless on this map. The unique attacks chieftains. Infantry deals bonus damage to cavalry, which is actually very handy to allow your basic infantry to be more effective versus all those knights you can fight against in general. And berserker gains. Berserkers can regenerate faster. And team bonus stocks costing less is completely worthless on this map. For their opponents, who looks like going for some sort of rush, got a militia rush for the Dravidians. Let's see what they are. Infantry and naval civilization. Wait, just like the Vikings. I can't remember what the Dravidians are like. You see plus 200 wood when advancing next each age. Nice, nothing critical. Does claim himself a pig there. Fishermen and fishing ships carry plus 15, which is worthless on this map. Barracks technology costs 50% less. That's actually quite nice. And skirmishers and elephant archers are 25% faster. So wait, there's elephant archers for this civilization? Okay, so there's elephant archers. Unique text, medical core. Elephants regenerate 20 HP per minute, so it makes it counterpart to the berserkers, which they do also have a resource to increase cavalry bonus damage, so the infantry should be very effective versus the Viking infantry should be effective versus the elephants. And Wolf Steel, infantry and cavalry attacks ignore armor. That could be quite useful. I'm not sure how heavy infantry that the Vikings actually get. And he's actually hit that archer through the wall because he was at point blank range. And docks provide plus population room, which is actually worthless on this map as well. That could be quite useful on naval maps, but worthless on this map as well. Got this archer engaging the scout. The scout does distract those archers. Of course, does learn that he's gone for archers. These men-at-arms are still skirmishing around. Yellow's gone for defensive archers. It does have a nice little circle here. And do have some units inside this garrison. Let's go and switch over to him. Okay, there's one archer inside the garrison, inside the archery range. And you got a single skirmisher here as well. Archers are now engaged in that house in glorious range combat. And some of these villagers are getting hit by the archers now. Blacksmith has been built by the Vikings. And it looks like yellow's maxed out as well, being pressured a little bit too much. Since he's maxed out, it's probably a good time to go for a town wash. But of course, these Vikings doesn't have a handcart or wheelbarrow to worry about. So Town Watch is okay upgrade, not exactly one you really need to get at this point in time. Experiencing a bit of fire there as well. Scout has fallen back, severely wounded. Just needed to go back and change the scouting rope. Maybe a good idea to hit that automated scout button this time, but has to be even careful versus these tigers. There's no Tiger Panzer, but they are still lethal to a 4 health scout nonetheless. Archers and men-at-arms and 1 scout. Good force here by Blue. May see, let's see, how much army does he have over here? Looks he has 8 archers, no, 7 archers and 1 skirmisher. Up north, we've got the Tiger, should be able to kill off that spearman. And now we've got a defensive position here by these archers. These archers trying to throw some rounds to hit these villagers, so they are largely unsuccessful, and they threw a lot of rounds into the lumber yard. Spearman's about to go down to the Tiger. And we got this market now being deployed out by Yellow as well. And I hear more, and the Tiger has claimed a spearman. He's eating meats. Blah. I have screwed that joke already. Meat's on the plate for him. Can't even get that joke right, can I need to get some sleep. This is definitely gonna be my last game tonight. I am way too tired. 4 archers versus the Yellow's 8 archers, 1 skirmisher. Got these 2 man-arms still in the region, but they'll only be able to absorb shots for these archers. 4 skirmishers for Blue as well, so Blue does have a good force here. And Yellow is actually getting a lot of people on gold right now. Yeah, here we go. Yellow's going for Castle Ridge, that's why he has so many people on gold. Skirmishers skirmishing around. Archers skirmishing around. It looks like one of the men-at-arms, nope, both men-at-arms are still alive. Blue's doing a good job of just containing his opponents. Sometimes you just need to contain them. And some research now going on down. It's a bit of a passive game. And it looks like Blue has withdrawn most of his force there. Go in fast forward and let them eco a little bit. Skirmisher running around does find an opening there, freshly created by Yellow. And now Yellow's going to be eyeing some aggression now as well. Got 10 units here, 1 skirmisher, 9 archers. Got a decent force here as well. Got 11 units. 2 of them are man-at-arms, so it'd be a bit bad at the range war. Now we got crossbowmen versus opponent's archer. Do we see? No, he's still getting castle age, so he doesn't have crossbowmen even queued up. Great hit there on the archer as well. These crossbowmen are going to do some great work. Able to do a lot of damage to those skirmishers, but has to get a lot of overkill. The number of the crossbowmen has gone down. He's down to 7 crossbowmen. Blue has gone for his castle age. His castle age completed now. Got a single knight now on the field, which can cause a lot of disruption. There's not a whole lot of force here to effectively engage that knight. That knight will get a lot of free damage in. Does do some good damage dodging there with his archers there, allowing the knight get a lot of free damage in as well. Trying to get on the minimum range there, the skirmishers there, and now we got disrupting the skirmisher line as well. Taking some shots there, the crossbowman. The knight does go down, but Blue has lost quite a bit of force there as well. Elite skirmishers have been researched, but now his opponent's going to transition to knights that appears to be. Now Another town center has been built by blue. We do have what appears to be two town centers for blue so far. For yellow, we do have three town centers for yellow. So yellow should be pulling ahead with the town center count as well. Blue still has 100 stone, which should be enough for a town center. I think these guys are heading up north for a town center. Though it could be meant for this lumber camp. Got a small number of crossbowmen here. They got something to deploy on the siege workshop. Probably a Mangonel. No, Scorpion. A defensive Scorpion here. Scorpion would be a good item versus these units. It does have 7 pierce armor, which should be very effective versus these forces. Crossbowman only has 7 damage. Problem is, the Scorpion's not like the highest damage unit in the game. Far from it, especially when compared to Mangonel. But it is a bit more reliable and less likely to just kill your entire force in friendly fire damage. If you just need to move, so have something just move forward, Scorpion is a great way to do that forward as well. Get some collateral damage there now. Crossbowman advancing, both players got the crossbowman. And no armor upgrades for yellow at the moment, so you will sustain full damage. And a Jaguar, or the Tiger, does find a hit there on the crossbowman. The Tiger doesn't do a whole lot of damage as well, so maybe it's just a good idea just withstand shots there, but he's still just trying to skirmish away from the crossbowman as well. Even cleans up the Tiger as well. Who's gone for a siege workshop now, so we may see a Mangonel. Yeah, we do see a Mangonel on the build queue. And yellow has gone his own Mangonel as well. Oh, how I didn't see your Rumble rant. Hey, I can't stay in champ, but going to lurk for you. Let Rumble help the follow. Thanks. Good hit there with a Mangonel. We got a handful of crossbowmen, 8 crossbowmen. Only 5 crossbowmen here. No, 6 crossbowmen, 3 elite skirmishers, 2 more elite skirmishers now. Both sides of the Mangonel. This fight can go either way. Scorpion receiving a bit of fire there as well, which actually is good for yellow. It's doing a good job distracting the Mangonel to allow his own Mangonel to get a shot in. Does get some good splash damage there, as the Scorpion does find a shot there. Ooh, good damage crossbow. Getting the Scorpion paired up, and that's pretty long range fair. But blue's Mangonel does go down as well as yellow's. And it looks like yellow Scorpion does go down. We got a handful of crossbows still alive. We got something deployed out in yellow's siege workshop. It looks like there's a Mangonel. He's going for a pair of Mangonels. More houses going on down. This lumber can still get some more wood there, but doesn't want to break the actual wall he has there. Going for more here. Does have towns to help protect this flank as well. Oh, and we've got Knights rushing down yellow or blue's Mangonel, and looks like 2 of blue's Mangonels goes down, while this one gets shot up by blue's Mangonel, which is actually not good for yellow. But the Knights are still a very good item, even for this against that force as well. But these Knights are cutting off its reinforcements, which is nice. Does roll a miss there. That looks like a fire attack ground attack. And gets a great hit there and start repairing up this Mangonel. And we may see attack there. Good hits on yellows. Yellows, both of them goes down. Great last shot there by yellow's Mangonel, killing off blues. And it looks like yellow's Knights have been done up. The reinforcements will be brought back in. And that form will be cleaned on up. Nice little pick there. Got ballistics being researched by yellow, which is actually great for his crossbowmen. Heard a knight or scout go down. And now it looks like Blue's going to send a force up north. Nope, not south. I can't get my direction straight. My mind is fried right now. Blue's forces here is quite wounded. Next Magneto shot was predicting a scatter move there, but was unsuccessful. That was a great hit there. I think he predicted that one going far, or maybe got lucky. It's hard for me to say, but he definitely was shooting force fire ground shots in that gauge and fight. Was trying to predict a split move, but was completely wrong. And that was a great dodge by Blue, but he can't dodge forever sometimes. Great hits there as well. Mangonels, they're scary. And they're doing great work so far this game. At least Yellow's. Blue's is somewhat effective, but nothing too significant. I suppose Yellow has not been deploying his force of crossbowmen for Blue Mangonels to get work in. Good hits there on Yellow's Mangonel. Does not find another shot off there. And now Yellow's crossbowmen start making their advance. There's just too many crossbowmen for these Mangonels to engage one at a time. Siege Workshops, we've seen a bit of fire. Will take a bit of time so that goes down. Over here, we do got a nice line of outposts. Very, very nice. Yellow's gone for Imperial Age. Blue is going for Imperial Age now. Let's keep Yellow's queue so we see what's going on. Knights can't be streaming in one at a time to get the Mangonel picks, so he needs to start engaging his force. His force is getting a little bit too large, but a couple well-placed Mangonel shots can clean this force up. And now we've got Arbalest to research for Yellow as well. He's eyeing for this power spike before engaged. Got chemistry on the way as well. Fires off a Mangonel shot there, allowing the crossbow to annihilate that Mangonel. Mangonels have a range of 7. Crossbowmen's right now, this set of crossbowmen has a range of 8. And Arbalest should make it up to 9, if I remember correctly. And now we got the Arbalest upgrade. It's still just 8. I may have been mistaken. Oh, something was being deployed out there. I'm not sure whose though. Could have been a castle. I think that may have been Yellow's forward castle, but does cancel go for the high ground, defensive high ground, aggressive, assertive high ground. Those throw volley into the castle. It was very close actually getting it killed off. It was low enough health that if he didn't get enough villagers on the line, it could have been picked off almost immediately. But it did not. And now, Yellow's going for a nice line of defensive, assertive defensive castles. Nothing to siege his opponent, but something just close enough to contain him and provide some pressure. And that's also on the high ground as well, so extra damage. Blue could spawn out a couple battering rams, but the villagers should be able to shake those if they pop out. Elite skirmishers receiving quite a bit of fire from the Arbalists. Arbalists who have excellent range. Skirmishers have 1 less range. And these skirmishers are just not large enough numbers to make a difference. There's just a large number of Arbalists here. These elite skirmishers have 6 armor. Arbalists have 10 damage, so they're due 4 damage per bolt, which is quite significant. Arbalists and villagers make an advance. Maybe the villagers are eyeing for a forward castle here. If they get a forward castle here, then he's able to claim his opponent's stone. Additionally, throwing these Arbalists, at least the wounded ones, inside the castle for it would be quite nice. Got a good number of Arbalists here. Blue has gone up for Imperial Age, so if he gets out a castle of his own, he's able to play off some trebuchets to help engage these castles. And there you go, the castle's been complete. You can throw his wounded archers inside to get some health regen and extra arrows. Another siege workshop here. At this point in time, he may need to eye a castle for trebuchets. He does not have enough stone for a castle. Far from it. He's gaining up stone now, but a little bit too late. Yellows has his own trebuchets now on the field, sieging down a town center. Village account is heavily favored towards Yellow as well. This is going great game for Yellow. Arbalest now advancing, picking off some of these villagers, errant villagers. And you got a town center here as well. Credits there on those villagers. Quickly cleans them on up, though he does have plenty of spares. Market is under siege. You can perhaps trade with it to get 21 gold. Elite Berserker research. He has a good number of castles as well, so he can perhaps go for a lot of Berserkers if he so chooses. And in fact, he got into research Elite Berserker, he is going to eye them. But maybe he needs to start building a core of Berserkers. Got a Monk of a Relic here. Got a Relic right there, so that's an interesting spawn of relics, which is more in favor of blue, but he has not had time to claim them. And the tiger is being stabbed by a villager. Going for another town center here. I think yellow has a lot of town centers. He's doing a good job cleaning up his stone, all the stone in the map as well. Blue has hardly touched stone, has he? I mean, look at all these castles there, and he's going for these many town centers. He must have... Oh, he didn't complete the town center.
Yeah.
Got Arbalest upgrade as well for blue, and there's a sizable force by blue now in the villager line. Yellow can withstand some village loss, but it's best not to sustain them. He may not have ballistics research either. Castle being repaired on up. I do hear some berserkers being researched. Not sure how much pierce armor berserkers have. Oh, as my game starts lagging up a bit, it does have 5 pierce armor. And of course, Arbalists have 10 damage, so we'll withstand half damage. And here comes a wave of Arbalists and Berserkers. Berserkers are reasonably fast as well. And here comes these forces. Blue, there should be enough Arbalists for yellow to withstand this, and the Berserkers do a good job of standing quite a bit of fire. So yellow should be able to stop this aggression right here. Yeah. Blue won't be able to stick around for all too much longer, but it does prevent his opponent from prolonging aggression. Now we've got some bombards. That's why he went for siege workshops. He was trying to get some bombards out. Blue's going to fight from high ground. Since he's going to lose the force, might as well fight in the most advantageous spot he can. Oh, look at that! Even though he has ballistics research, he's doing a little trick. The rapid movements there tend to stop even fight against ballistics here. So this skirmisher absorbed a lot of arrows there, and look how much arrows he actually absorbed. Great micro there. That could have been a macro for that movement there, but he's should have took a fight. He should have been decimated, and thanks to high ground and that rapid movement there, he was able to basically force his opponent to get a Pyrrhic victory, to say the least. Berserkers are now charging in, trying to hit these forces. Also got town center down south here. Yellow, stop building villagers. You have 150. Okay, he is stopping building villagers. That's probably a bit too many villagers at the moment. A lot of bombards here, trying to repair it up. He has claimed most of the stone on the map. Half of the stone has been claimed as well by yellow. And looks like he may have been... Nope, those are skirmishers and not bombards. Got these forces are advancing as well, trying to get some good damage on in. Berserkers are charging for as well, but there's too many Arbalists in this region. He does have a good number of Berserkers, that's for sure. But they're not probably durable enough for all those Arbalists. Going to charge on in as well. Receive some sporadic fire. There's just a lot of force here. He's has some of his own Arbalists as well. Gold is mostly cleaned up on the map as well. If I take a quick glance at the map itself. And that's an outpost. String of outposts queued up but not necessarily filled. Berserkers are advancing forward as well, getting some good damage onto these forces and manage to close distance, and now the bombards are getting hit as well. Blue should be able to win out this fight, but it won't be a good clean fight for him. A large number of these Berserkers are getting cleaned on up. But he does have a good concave here as well. Yellow needs to back off. He perhaps could siphon his opponent into a choke point right there. Skirmishers are advanced as well. Yep, Blue's force is getting a little bit disorganized, but some of the guys in the back line you see are still firing some shots. Berserkers are charging forward as well into a choke point, but there's plenty of targets for them. They shouldn't have been choked up too much. And Yellow's force is still a bit inferior, appears to be. Yeah, 41 units. Yep, looks like overall still inferior force, and Berserkers are getting cleaned on up, and Berserkers are gold unit, and they're being killed off quite a bit. Yellow skirmishers are finally getting some good damage on him. Blue skirmishers are still quite numerous. Got a trebuchet by Yellow, which could actually draw quite a bit of fire, which actually be good for Yellow. Gonna following up, maybe wants to hit that town tip, but there's no guys inside of it. You could throw arbalets in there to get it firing. And the Berserker does go down there. Trebuchet is now receiving some fire, which actually is relatively good. Maybe get some batting rooms after to draw some fire as well. Does back up a little bit. He does have a better position here, and got still another castle over here. And Berserker's still skirmishing around trying to deny this gold income. They're doing good work at that. Having the Trebuchet attack these mining camps wouldn't be bad either. It will slow down his opponents getting gold income. A lot of skirmishers here. The Berserkers should be a bit more effective for skirmishers than versus those Arbalest. Skirmishers have 7 pack, and Berserkers have 5 armor, so they do 2 damage each. But still, just a lot of skirmishers in general. Berserkers are charging on in, trying to get some good damage on these skirmishers. And Yellow's able to close the distance there with a bunch of skirmishers, able to hit those arbalests, which is actually very important. Blue's now trying to pull out a castle right here. That's actually good if he gets it up. Just skirmishers can hit those villagers with a single berserker hitting. Getting some much needed health regen. As well, it's wounded. And it looks like these villagers are being cleaned on up. The castle's still pretty far from complete. And it looks like these berserkers will manage to stop those villagers from building that castle, which is actually very important indeed. I think Yellow still has a trebuchet somewhere. I could be mistaken about that. Yep, I hear it firing. And Yellow started to break through the front line, but we still got a good number of skirmishers here. But these berserkers still being also problematic. Yellow's playing for most of the map now. More and more castles being filled. Blue is contained largely. We do have a castle here deployed by the Dravidians. I'm not sure if they have got their special tech. It's like his only castle he's ever built this game. Does he have his technologies, his unique technologies? I'm not sure where to look at for them. I think it does have them for the elephants. Yeah, but I don't see where to look for them. Still a pretty sizable skirmish fight over here. Blue's been still quite successful in that. Only has skirmishers queued up, while Yellow's still able to pull out gold units. And Yellow's actually stealing more and more stone here as well. Takes out those trebuchets as well, so Yellow's trebuchets are still quite healthy. Berserker's still charging forward. Do we see murder holes? No, we do not see murder holes, so that castle could be cleaned up even by the Berserkers. Though there's still a lot of skirmishers here. Yellow still has probably too many villagers at the moment. It has probably population space. Let's take a look at how much resource they have stored up. Massive pile up of resources. So, actuality, those extra villagers is still actually useful, since he's spending his income as fast as he's spending it. Or spending it as fast as he's collecting it, which actually is a good ratio then. More and more stone being cleaned up. Yellow's claimed the last of stone on the map. This area still has a bit of stone there. Gold can still be claimed here. Overall, just turning to a big skirmisher fight. Yellow has 3 relics. Blue has 1. Not sure where the last relic is on the map. But there is also some extra gold for Yellow, which can pay out in the long run. And keeping these berserkers alive, letting them dance around, could be quite useful, especially the health regen. Berserkers have close the distance there, but there's a lot of skirmish here, enough to make my game a bit laggy. Sorry about that. I think my game computer needs a restart at this point in time. Just too much on the screen at the moment. Here's some bombard cannons now. Bombards engaged in Trebuchet at close range. Villagers going to go forward and stab that bombard. Skirmishers still having trouble with all the berserkers. The elves now closing in from all angles. Blue's defense is a bit problematic. Getting castles being cracked as well. It's not looking good for blue. And these engagements all across the map, and I think blue has back out of the game. Yep, blue has back out of the game. Just fighting too much everywhere, and skirmishers are not as good in multiple fronts. This is Anna Gray saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. And that's probably going to be actually my last replay tonight. Everyone have a good evening. Get some sleep, because